Ladies and gentlemen, to the organizers, participating researchers, good morning, everyone. It is absolutely a privilege for me to be participating in this international conference on economics, business, tourism, and social sciences. It is an avenue for the researchers to share their research and findings. Before I proceed further, I would like to introduce my co-author, Mr. Mariano Bagasol Jr., an associate professor from the University of the Cordilleras, and who pushed me to do this. And I thank him for that. I and my co-author came from the place commonly known as the City of Pines in the Philippines. It's particularly popular in summer due to its cold weather. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Mariano Bagasol, a graduate school student from the University of the Cordilleras, and currently working as an elementary public school teacher. I will be the oral presenter for our research paper. Our research title is Anger Management and Coping Skills of Teacher, a Qualitative Approach. I want to start by giving you a definition of anger. According to Mark Twain, anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything in which it is poured. This saying is superimposed that anger is an unprecedented manifestation of emotional discord which could cause internal harm to the person, not to the event or to the person that provoked the anger. According to Octaviano, anger is an emotional experience at one time or another. It is part of life. It is a reaction to an emotion and not a planned action. It is learned, thus it can be unlearned. It is not something that can or should be cured. Now, teachers, especially at the elementary level, have been experiencing frequent pep-up emotions due to the uncanny misconduct of the pupils. This could negatively impact the teacher's concentration and the effectiveness of the execution of the planned activities for the class. Though anger is normal display of emotional outburst, the school in the Philippines are advocating proper execution and implementation of DepEd Order 40 series of 2012, which is called the Child Protection Policy, a program to provide special protection to children and youngsters below 18 years old and who are gravely threatened or endangered by circumstances that affect their normal development and over which they have no control of and assist the concerned agencies in their rehabilitation. The Department of Education shall ensure that schools are a safe place for the education of children. The best interest of the child shall be paramount consideration in all decision and action involving children and will uphold in all possible ways zero tolerance policy for any act of child abuse, exploitation, violence, discrimination, bullying, and other forms of abuse. As the popular proverb goes, prevention is better than cure. Being able to predict what situations will cause anger will be a tremendous tool in helping the teachers keep their temper at the cranial level. So this time, researchers now wants to find out the anger management of teachers and how will they cope up with those situations. Here are our statement of the problem. So first, what are the reasons that trigger the anger episode of the teachers? Second, what are the coping mechanism of teachers? And third, what are the school head's ways of addressing anger management issues of teachers? The objective of this study was conducted to shed light on the inmost struggles of public school elementary teachers, which result in a discrete negative outcome of build-up anger. This study purportedly uncovered the provocative reasons for teachers' anger episodes inside the classroom, coping mechanisms to combat anger, and the move of the school heads to address the anger management problem issues of the teachers in Baguio City. Thus, this undertaking embraced the qualitative method of research, specifically exploited the phenomenological approach. This qualitative approach showcased the actual voices of their participants on the aforementioned problems under the study. The respondents of the study were the public school teachers who are presently teaching at the elementary levels for the school year 2021 to 2022. The teachers are affiliated with the following schools: Fort Del Pilar Elementary School, Don Togan Elementary School, Aguinaldo Elementary School, Lukban Elementary School, Irisan Elementary School, Kias Elementary School, El Pijo Elementary School, Josefa Carino Elementary School, and Pacdayquino Elementary School. The main data instrumentation employed in the study was based on a semi-structured interview guide formulated by the researchers with the aid of their research consultants. The interview guide consisted of two parts. The first part delineated the demographic profiles of the respondents as to name and the school affiliation. The second part comprised the interview guide that laid the groundwork for this endeavor, such as, number one, what are the reasons that trigger your anger inside the classroom? Number two, what coping mechanism did you use to manage your anger? And number three, how does your school head address the anger management of teachers? Prior to the execution of one-on-one interview using digital platform and phone call sessions to the respondents, the researchers first solicited the approval of the informants that they may be allowed to conduct an interview session. After granting permission, the researchers openly disclosed the purpose and aim of the study, and the participants were assured that their comments would remain anonymous and that data would be treated with confidentiality, respect, and privacy. Resultant of the consolidation of the needed data, the researchers transcribed it verbatim and presented in a tabular form based on narrative format. Now, to obtain reliable, systematic, and valid results on the present qualitative investigation, the researchers clustered all the uniform responses and presented them in a more understandable manner. All the live text context and experiences of the teachers were recorded and tabulated. It was shown on the table, on our first table, that the highest and most pressing factor that triggers the anger episodes of the teachers in selected public schools in Baguio City is the misdemeanor or the misbehavior of the students. The problem indicators include the perceived elevated levels of inattentiveness inside the classroom, classroom disturbances, or disciplinary problems. Okay, so for example, number two, they do not submit requirements on time or no output. Number three, being disrespectful. Number four, overload work. And number five, irritated on high pitch and hard voice of the learner. Number six, other forms of unruly behavior like vandalism or not fixing books. For table number two, which focuses on the coping mechanism of teachers, it is reflected in table 2 are the coping strategies employed by the teachers to tame their emotional upsurges. It was worthy to note that along with this problem, the teachers used the inhale and exhale technique and classroom getaway modem to alienate themselves from the tumultuous scenario inside the class. This is an intellectual move, knowing that spending time outside and breathing fresh air can help relieve their anger, improve mood, and contemplate the best ways to release unresolved conflicts by re-evaluating what transpired. This is a therapy in itself because teachers, as humans, could more often construct and permit sharp decision-making capabilities in the great outdoors. Number one for these responses, so going out of the classroom to calm down and take a deep breath. Number two, keep quiet and give them exercise or activities to answer. Number three, divert their attention to other things so that they will not hurt they will not hurt their pupils verbally and physically. Number four, they pray a lot. They start telling a story before the lesson, and then bring out the kids, do action songs and exercises, and get a quote or encouraging quote verses from the Bible. For number three, school heads ways of addressing anger management issues of teachers. So for number three, depicted in table number three are the ways by which school head channeled the anger management issues of teachers. It was revealed that among the markers, the teachers anonymously agreed that the administrator used the in-service training, or we call it INSET, as a platform to disseminate important reforms or changes. They also used this as an essential vehicle or driving force for teachers to evaluate some of their personality and character issues that they may need to improve. This momentous undertaking like INSET, seminars, and lectures could also benefit the school and the students. According to Omar, in-service training acts as a catalyst for teachers' effectiveness. It is also a way of updating teachers' skills and knowledge to improve teaching and learning, leading to better job performance. In-service training is important for teachers to face new challenges and changes in the education world. In-service training is also a fundamental aspect to improve teacher professionalism. The effectiveness of in-service training is important so that teachers can apply the knowledge acquired in teaching and learning. A few factors that contribute to the effectiveness of in-service training are administrators' role, teachers' attitude, training needs, and strategies in conducting in-service training. Number two, it reminds the teacher about the no-touch policy of the Department of Education, and of course the child protection policy. And then number three, continuous infusion of maximum tolerance. From the investigative pieces of evidence collected, it was determined that the misbehavior of children was the most dominant reason that triggered their mentors into disarray and turned them into red fuming tomatoes. Public elementary school teachers were able to manage their anger by moving out of their classrooms, staying calm, and taking slow, deep breaths. The school heads felt that the seminars and developmental programs could minimize and eradicate the anger management problems of the teachers. The outcome of the study displayed that mentors managing their anger is imperative to bring about the dichotic relationship between teachers and students and create a warm learning atmosphere. With an evolving perspective and brighter frame of reference that anger management could be achieved, the study recommends that the teachers have to devise activities that could stimulate the students' interest to an elevated level. There will be an infusion of more character and personality building seminar. These are our references. Okay, before I will end my presentation, we would like to thank the International Institute of Academic Research and Publication for this opportunity to share our research in this international conference. And the study will not be possible without the genuine contribution of the benevolent personalities who shared their most precious time in the completion of this study. First, we are so thankful to have been blessed with formidable research duo consultant, Dr. Thelma Palawag and Ms. Romalie Gonzalez for their guidance and direction, the University of the Cordilleras administrators, Dean Ramir Austria, and Dr. Donna Marie Oyam for pushing us beyond our limits by making it one of the most pressing requirements and for their constant encouragement. We are greatly indebted to the principals of Baguio City Public Schools and their most accommodating teachers who have spared time and honesty in verbalizing their phenomenological experiences. I want you to remember these 5 simple steps to manage anger. A, awareness. B, breathing. C, counting. D, distance. And E, express yourself. Thank you.